So you did it again. You said you were going to do something. You put it off. Life got ahead. Life got in front of you. Lost track of time. In other words, you procrastinated again. You procrastinated again. And the dreaded P word, the thing that plagues all of us, no matter how great or disciplined you are, procrastination is our poison, and it always will be our Achilles heel. And today we're going to talk about the process of procrastination and why we procrastinate, because there's always a reason why. But I'm not here to bash you today. In fact, you know how I do on this podcast. I'm actually here to motivate you so we can break out of these cycles. And I'm really talking to me today, because man, I've been putting off a lot of stuff. Let's get into it. Welcome to the narrative of Niles Niseem. Let's get this show on the road. And we are back with the narrative of Niles Niseem with me, your host, Niles Niseem, here bringing you 10 to 15 minutes of weekly motivation so that you can become the person that you want to become. And today we're talking about the process of procrastination. I just can't help myself. I can't help myself. I procrastinate. I do. I got so much going on, and yet I put so much stuff off. I haven't found the balance. Everyone talks about balance. I haven't found it yet. Don't even know if it's actually possible or attainable. Is that true? Is someone tell me in the comments if balance is an actual thing that you can find? I know it is in theory, but the way life moves, it's just so hard to find a balance of making everything work and revolve in this smooth manner and way. But for me, I got a problem with procrastination. I just do have a problem. It just is what it is. I can't seem to figure out why. And I know people can say, oh, we just procrastinate, for the stuff we don't care about. I got a problem with procrastinating about the stuff I do care about. Does anybody have that problem too? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one to admit it, but I have a problem with procrastinating about the stuff that I do care about. The things that I want to do, my dreams, my goals. I wait. I just can't seem to pull the trigger off. There's scripts that I still need to write. There's goals I still need to do. Gym sessions I need to still get to. Contacts I need to still reach out to. I just can't seem to make it happen. And so the question is, why can I not make it happen? What's the process of procrastination? What are the reasons why we procrastinate? And I realize it has to do with our energy, our insecurities, and our inconsistencies. I'm going to say that again. Our energy, our insecurities, and our inconsistencies. Those three things are the main reason why because I don't want to put anything on you, but why I procrastinate. Okay? Let's break it down. For example, let's talk about point number one, the energy perspective. Okay? Your mind, your body, your spirit, it's like a tank of gas. It's only a finite source that you can run off of before you hit E, before you hit empty, before you're running low, before there's nothing left in the tank and you have nothing left to draw from and you can't physically progress anymore. A lot of times we have an issue of giving our energy to things that are not replenishing us, or things that we don't love, things that are extracurricular, things that are superfluous, they're fluff. They're not adding any value to our life. And what happens is we spend our whole tank of emotional, spiritual, and physical gas on these things that we don't really necessarily need to care about, want to care about, or do care about, and then we're spent. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter how important the destination is. If your car doesn't have gas, it's not going. You run on E, you run out of gas. Your car's not going anywhere. And if your car's not going anywhere, you're not going. And that's what people need to understand. When we give out our time and our energy in such a frivolous manner, we will eventually run out of our E. And once we run out of our E, no matter how much our dreams, our hopes, and aspirations are to us, we're not going to get to them. We're not going to do what's necessary because we can't. Everyone talks about push through and and I do believe there's a thing about pushing through. I do believe that there's things about pushing past your limits. Don't get you wrong. But at a certain point, your mind, body, and soul will stop. It will not move. There is no pushing through. It will stay still. And you know that feeling because there's a lot of you that sit here because you have no energy in any sense of the word. And what's happening is your body, right now in your mind. And so you just feel like you're stuck in a cinder block, like you're stuck in mud. You can't move. There's no forward progress and progression. There's just none. And it's impossible because you haven't refueled and you haven't used your energy yet. So what I need you to do is to first refuel. But then secondly, you need to figure out what's the priorities in your life. What do you need to be putting your energy towards right now? What are the things that are going to make you successful? What are the things that can get you closer to where you want to be in life? And when you are able to understand that, okay, then you'll be able to use your energy more efficiently. And when you use your energy more efficiently, this is how you can, mitigate the problem of procrastination. Because you'll actually have the energy to do what you said you wanted to do. Now, for some people, it's not their energy because some people know where to put their energy towards. But the problem is insecurity is a real thing too. Sometimes we hold off on the things we want to do because we are insecure. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in the good things that God has for us or that people say about us. And because of that, we don't think that we should chase after it. And so we sit here in this purgatory, trapped in a prison of our insecurities. It happens all the time. I have a lot of big dreams, but I have a lot of insecurities and doubts that are plaguing me just from years of things that were spoken to about me and towards me that have stuck in my head. And I know that people say, hey, you sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. Yeah, well, about that. Words hurt. Words hurt a lot. In fact, sometimes I'd rather get hit with the sticks and stones because I know that can heal. But words leave a scar that can't be healed by any Band-Aid, stitches, or any kind of medical attention. They're inside. And a lot of you have had words spoken over your life or a trauma that has made you insecure, that have left scars that haven't allowed you to continue to move forward in the race. And what it does, it hinders you from being who you can be. And what it does is you use procrastination as your ticket out or your gateway or your wall that you put up so that you don't have to face these things. Okay? It's just real. Some of you won't chase your dreams because you don't feel worthy enough to chase your dreams. But I want you to understand that insecurity is a thing that's natural. It's normal. Feeling like you need to fraud check yourself is a normal thing. However, though, please do not let insecurity stop you from getting to where you need to go. Because I want to speak this over your life. You are who you say you are. And you are becoming the person that you have always dreamed that you would be. Let me say that again. You are who you say you are, and you are becoming the person that you dreamed that you would be. And because of that, you need to understand that you don't need to procrastinate to keep you away from the problem. No, attack it head on. Because it's the only way you can deal with insecurities. You have to outwork it. You have to work internally and externally to the point to where you even prove your doubts wrong, to where without a shadow of a doubt, there is nothing that you can say about yourself that is detrimental or harmful because you know that you have accomplished or you are on the way to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Insecurity is a real thing, and especially for people who want to be great, because insecurity is our best friend because it pushes us to be better, but it's also our worst friend because it doesn't just push us to be better, it holds us back at the same time. So you have to find the perfect balance. And what I found out is that insecurity, I take that back, is not our best friend, okay? It's not our best friend at all. Insecurity is the extreme of what you should be, and that is just understanding. It should be aware, being wise, being humble, being considerate, being able to find what you need to find in other words, finding what you need to do in order to get better, okay? In order to soar, in order to get to the heights that you want to get. That's what insecurity is the opposite extreme of. It's that plus the negativity. Okay, you got to take all that out and remove that and just get back to basics and being like, yes, I know I need to improve here. I know I need to do better here, but I know I'm doing well here. I know this is what I need to work on, but you need to keep a level-headed and logical, balanced perspective. And when you do that with your insecurity, it gives you less room to procrastinate. Because once your energy is in the right place and it's being there, you can actually physically, mentally, spiritually do it. And then once the insecurities are taken care of, you can actually believe that you can do it and you won't procrastinate and put it off longer. But here's the thing. It's the actual doing it part. And it's the inconsistency. Like we said, it is the energy, the insecurities, and the inconsistency that makes us procrastinate. We're too start and stop and go, herk and jerk. We haven't built up a cadence or a rhythm of progression. We just have done that procrastination. What happens is we start, then we stop, and then we fall off the horse, and then we say we're going to get back on, but then life takes us by the head and drags us a whole nother direction. And then before you notice, you're months off schedule, years off schedule, and you just can't find a way to get back to where you were or where you want to be. You got to find a way to find a cadence and a rhythm. Whether it's every day, every 2 days, every 3 days, whatever kind of rhythm you have that's allowing you to deposit into your dreams, you got to keep that rhythm. And if you stop, you got to hop back on immediately. Because once that ball gets rolling, it's like a snowball effect. The longer you wait, the bigger that ball is going to get that you got to push back up that hill. It's the bigger the obstacle is going to be and the bigger the challenge it is going to be able to get back on the horse and do what you need to do. So that's what you have to take into consideration. You have to eliminate inconsistency and you have to figure out a way to be consistent. You have to, and don't take my word for it, because I'm not going to tell you how to be consistent, because everybody's mind works differently and everybody has a step or a process that they can feel like they can handle. You have to build plans and systems that you feel like you can handle that will help you get to your destination and keep you on track, doing little by little. Don't try to make leaps and bounds every day, but that 1% better you can definitely do. And that's what you need to do. Make sure that you are getting consistently better and eliminating the inconsistencies. But you have to make that plan and formulate that for yourself, because what happens is a lot of people go on Instagram and they take good advice. I believe that there's good advice on Instagram and TikTok, but at the end of the day, no one knows you better than you. No one on this earth. So no one's going to tell you what's going to make you run. You have to go and figure out what's going to make you want to be consistent day in and day out. So when we get through our energy and our insecurities and our inconsistencies, we find out the reasons why we procrastinate. And suddenly it wasn't just a thing we did in school to pass the test. Suddenly we figure out it's our biggest enemy to living a fulfilled life. So as we close this today, I just want people to understand that procrastination doesn't have to be your prison. The process of procrastination doesn't have to hinder your progress. But you got to address what's necessary. Address where you're putting your energy to. Address the inconsistencies within you. And then you have to, my apologies. You have to address where your energy is going to, address the insecurities within you, and then eliminate the inconsistencies that plague you. And once you do that, you'll be well on your way. And I'm saying this to me today because there's some stuff that I really need to get back on the horse and doing. But I will. I know I will. And I know you will too. That's the fun part about this podcast. All on the journey, and we're doing it together. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. You already know what time it is. I'll see you next week on The Narrative of Niles Niseem. It's good talking with you. You don't want to miss next episode. It's going to be fun. I'll see you soon.